What's up, Roster Wars? So I'm trying to get this out now while I can. The rest of my weekly schedule is gonna be pretty packed. So John's kind of forced my hand here because he put out a damn good article going over some of the stuff that I kind of alluded to that I looked at. There's a lot of conversation going on like a week or two ago about quarterbacks because obviously this is a heavy quarterback draft. We're talking about quarterbacks and how much more success they have if they sit versus they don't sit. So I looked into that because that was interesting. I found a couple good articles about it. But everything I saw pretty much it came down to like the sample size is probably not big enough. So one article I'll share it in the comments. It said they collected data all the way back from 2000 to 2019. In that time frame, there was 91 quarterbacks that were that have been taken in the draft, so around 4.5 per year. And out of that 91, 64 of them had started year one. So that's damn near 2/3 right there. The 27 that were left said that 16 of those guys started year two, and the other 11 started after year three. So you can see like it's not a huge sample size. So it gleaned some good information. The guys that started in year three definitely had better results, but it wasn't like it was monumental. So that got me looking at other stuff. I wanted to see how these quarterbacks fared in roster wars and roster wars scoring. I can only go back because I wasn't an OG member back in 2012. I can only go back to 2016. Excuse me. Fucking dude, I have two cars, or I have three cars. Two of them are white, and they're not white right now. They're fucking yellow because there's damn pollen in the air. So I took a shit ton of Benadryl. But so yeah, I went all the way back to 2016 because that's as far back as I can go. I can't go back further to gather all the data from every quarterback that was drafted in the NFL draft and how they fared out in roster war scoring. And I took an approach where I took a 3-year sample size. So I feel like first 3 years you're gonna see that's the leash, that's the biggest leash or one of the biggest leashes a team's gonna give a quarterback, and you can kind of see what they're gonna get. So what I did is a little different than what John did, and I'll put it up on the screen and go over it. I'm probably not gonna make this a podcast. I'm probably gonna leave a video because the whole point of the video was to show the process and show the data. I did it on an Excel tracker because for me, it's easier for me to do formulas on the Excel tracker if I was doing it on a Google sheet or Google Excel document. So I can share this if people want it. Just hit me up. But I put them in these little Google slides so I could show the work in here. So, it's analysis. That's why it's let's get anal. Some people are going to like that. But yeah, here's kind of what I got. Let me go ahead and put this on the screen. And we'll pull all this shit back. Fucking dog, man. Where is this at? There you go. All right. So yeah, 3-year sample size. Wanted to see who got top 12, finished top 12 scoring, who finished top 24 scoring. In that 3 years, I went from 2016 up into 2021 because obviously the 2022 class, they're not going to have 3 years. 2022 class is shit anyway. It's Ritter and Pickett. Shout out to Corbin for riding with Pickett. And 2023, they had 1 year to show how they did. A-Rich, he had a couple games. Stroud did very well. Bryce, jury's out on, so we're going to leave them out. So this is 26 to 2021. First thing I just wanted to highlight how the TT and the DD had drafted these quarterbacks back then. Fucking crazy that Jared Goff, the number one selection in the Superflex League, Rob got him at 2.6. Nuts, man. All right, so 2016 rookie class. Jared Goff selected 1-1. Carson Wentz selected 1-2. Paxton Lynch selected 126. Hackenberg in the second round, and you can see the rest. So I divided these up as the blue are the first round quarterbacks. That's what I wanted to highlight and see. Hey, what is the difference between a first round quarterback, a second round quarterback, and a quarterback I selected after the second round? So you can see the stats there. The first 3 years, Goff had 2 top 12 seasons. Wentz had one, but he had his other 2 seasons in the his first 3 years were top 24 finishes. Lynch, fucking Denver, did Denver things. Hackenberg, I don't know if he fucking played. Brissett's got some numbers in there, but he's what it is. But Dak was a big one, as he finished 2 of his first 3 seasons in the top 12, and the other one in the top 24, and he was obviously a pick after the second round. So that's the 2016 class, how they fared out their whole career. Goff's is pretty telling, man. Goff has had a top 24 season or better every year except for his rookie year, and that's with getting traded to a new offense. And Wentz's decline, man, when it hit, it went off a fucking cliff, crazy. And Dak has been fucking consistent too. So that is an interesting class. It obviously gives us the most data because that's as far back as I went, as far back as I could go. 2017 class, Trubisky's fucking turd. He had 2 top 24 seasons. That was it. Mahomes, he sat that first year, so obviously that really shouldn't count against him. But every year he's been the starter, you see he's had a top 12 finish. And then Watson, this is kind of why I think people get on the Watson train, man. The first 3 years, he had 2 top 12 finishes. His next year, after year 3, he had another top 12 finish. And then he started getting massages and shit's going to go fucking haywire. But you see the first round picks, besides Trubisky being a miss, these guys are pretty much, you're getting the majority of them hitting. Kaiser didn't do shit that year, or his being a second round draft pick. 2018 rookie class, Baker, man, for as polarizing as he is, he's not like, he's just kind of mediocre, bro. Like, look, first 3 years, top 24, so he got a leash, but then he had some fiasco with Cleveland and where he was gonna play. Obviously, playing with Dave Canales in Tampa last year, he finished as a top 12 option. Sam Darnold hadn't done shit, and you see he's kind of been thrown around the league. Josh Allen, year 1, I can't remember, man, if he started it or if he how many games he got, but after year 1, he's been a top 12 guy ever since. First 3 years, 2 top 12 finishes. Rosen's was a fucking bust, and Lamar's had, out of his whole career, of his 6 years, he's been top 24 option in roster war scoring. Honestly, he's been damn near top 12. It's just those 2 years in 21 and 22, he finished right barely outside. And I'd be willing to bet if you go and look at that and the context behind that, it's probably because of an injury or two. No second round picks in 2018, and all the guys picked after that were turds. 2019, Kyler finished as a top 12 option his first 3 years. His next year, he's a top 24, and then last year he was injured. Danny Dimes didn't start off well the first 3 years. He's right outside of that top 24 finish. 2022, he had a big one, mainly because of what he provided as a rushing floor. And then last year with injuries and everything else. So probably why you see people that bought in last year thinking 2023 he was going to continue that rise. And I don't know what the fuck he's doing. Haskins, bust. Locke, hey, man. Like he gave 1 top 24 finish. He went with Denver, went to Seattle. Now he's backing up Danny Dimes. So it's a fucking match made in heaven. Minshew, I just wanted to give him a shout. Obviously he's a 6th-round pick. He's had barely two top 24 seasons. He is, in my opinion, a journeyman that you can put in, and he's not going to fucking kill you. But he's also something that's not going to show you, give you what you fucking need to be a dominant team, or he's not going to change what your team can do. So it's going to be interesting what AOC and him, the Raiders, do, or if they add somebody. 2020 class. So this is the last one, or you go 20? No, you read 20. Yeah, 2020 class. Burrow, Tua, Herbert, and Love. And Hurts. So it's a good quarterback class here. You see Burrow has been top 24 option every year he's played, with 2 finishes in the top 12, and that's with some injuries. Tua had that quarterback 13 finish in 2022, and then a top 12 finish this year. Herbert has had 3 out of his 4 he's been in the top 24, with just 2021 being I think he was hurt. Love, it says quarterback 5. He sat obviously until 2023, had a top 12 finish his actual first year playing. And then Hurts has been a top 12 option since he got the start and he took over. That's the 2021 class. or 2020. Here's the 2021 class. This is the fucking crazy shit fucking class that is baffling people. And this is kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to dig into some of these numbers and try to figure out what the hell we can glean from it. T-Law, with Urban Meyer, still had a top 24 season, but has been top 12 since. So all 3 of his years he's been in the league, he's been a top 24 option. Zach Wilson hasn't done shit. Trey Lance hasn't done shit. Justin Fields got 1 top 12 finish in 2022 because of the rushing floor, that rushing Konami code. Last year, he still finished as a top 24 option. I guess those fucking screens and behind the fucking line of scrimmage passes did enough. Mac Jones, year 1, everybody fucking thought he was a great asset. He still barely finished in top 24. Now he's backing up old fucking T-Law out there. So those are the numbers that pretty much I ran for every team, every player that was drafted in first round, second round, third and beyond, and where they finished to try to get these bottom line numbers here. And that is this. Overall, if you are a first round pick, most of the time you're gonna produce a top 12 season 30% of the time in your first 3 years, or a top 24 season 47%, damn near 50 in your first 3 years. So this is what I really wanted to see. So does it matter? How much does it matter with the NFL picking you in the first round, vice the second round, vice later? And the result was staggering. I mean, obviously there's outliers, there's fucking players, everybody's going to quote Tom Brady, everybody's going to quote the Dak, but just like they did running back, everybody, looked at Arian Foster, but I don't know, man, you dynasty, but if you're betting on the fucking outlier, good fucking luck. Cause it looks like, for second round pick, you're not going to hit 85% of the time. So first round pick, top 24 season in the first 3 years, damn near 50%. Top 12 season those first 3 years, damn near, that's 30%. Second round pick, 13.33 for a top 12 in the first 3 years and 20 for the top 24. But I'll get to the next slide. Those numbers are really fucking skewed because there's not a big sample size. And the only one that's doing that in the second round was Hurts is the one that's buoying that fucking number up. And third round pick or beyond, there's a lot more quarterbacks there. So these are also skewed, going the opposite way. But still, third round pick and below, you're not getting good odds. The only one that is that even brought those fucking numbers up is because of Dak. So here overall is all your first round picks or any guys in that draft class that produced a top 12 season or a top 24 season. And if they did it in their first 3 years of career, and the notes. So Goff's been beast mode, man. Wentz did decent. Lynch was a fucking bust. You can see that. He didn't do shit. So 2 out of the first 3 in the 2016 draft class did enough that gave you the return from the first round. And then Dak was your outlier in round 4 that has been killing it. In 2017, Trubisky was a fucking turd, but Mahomes and Watson both gave you that high upside at quarterback that you want to see, and they were both selected in the first round. Anything after the first round in that draft class didn't really give you shit. 2018, you have some big fucking misses and you got some big fucking hits. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, those are your big fucking hits. Baker has been, if you look at the numbers, he's been decent, but he hasn't been one that's going to change your roster. And from what you saw, he's did a top 24 finish, but the top 12 finish this year. Darnold didn't do shit. Rosen didn't do shit. So that one was a crazy year. 2019 brought us Kyler Murray, and that's fucking it. Like, Danny Dimes hasn't done shit besides one season. Haskins definitely didn't do shit, and Locke had one season where he was a top 24 finish. So first-round picks are still showing you that they are the ones that you want to acquire, in my opinion, because they're the ones going to give you the higher upside. 2020, Burrow has been a stud. Tua's giving you a decent – he's coming around now, but he started off slow, mainly because of the hip injury and what fucking Miami was doing his rookie year. And now you got the concussion shit and seeing if he's going to retire. I mean, that was the talk last year. Not sure if that's still going on or not. Herbert and Dak, I kind of teased this already, were 2 outliers that produced a top 12 season their rookie year. So Herbert, Jordan Love, technically you can call if you want to call last year his rookie year, he would have been also in that category of putting a top 12 season. And then Hurts. So 2020 gave you a lot of fucking good options. Like, there's not There's not one in that group that isn't returning value right now. 2021, T-Law is pretty much it. It was we can say the jury's still out. Fields is a backup. Zach Wilson's a backup. Mac Jones is a backup. Trey Lance is a fucking backup. And there was nothing else in that fucking class. That's crazy. So it shows you that even though they're first round, you're not guaranteeing it, but you are upping your odds. And that's what I gleaned from it. Overall, 66 different quarterbacks made starts in 23. This tied the record for the number of quarterback starts in any non-strike year. Kind of just went over it. First round quarterbacks hit at least a top 24 season in their first 3 years, almost 48%, and then 30% of the time they have at least one top 12 season at that same time. Second round quarterback hit, I said it's kind of skewed. It's skewed because Hurts has been the good one, but the other four are the only sample size you have, and that's Hackenberg, Kaiser, Locke, and Trask. They all have been bad. But the numbers show you that, hey, 20% of the time in the first 3 years, they'll give you a top 24 season. Does that? The real reason I looked at the second round pick is because I was trying to figure out what the fuck I think about Will Levis. So it's not a big sample size. It's hard to lump him in this fucking thing because there's only 5 quarterbacks that actually in this time frame that I looked at. I think I said it before. I think Tennessee's putting options around them. They're gonna see what they got. But when you look at that, 1 person out of 5 is the outlier. That's Hurts. He has an uphill battle to climb. I'd rather invest in a first-round quarterback based off of that. And then third-round picks and beyond, it's fucking Dak, dude, because it's 4.65% of the time you're going to get a top 24 season the first 3 years. It's Dak is the one that did that. I think Minshew did it. He was quarterback like 21. His first year, he's quarterback 20, barely quarterback, top 24 quarterback this past year as well. There may have been another person like Dobbs, I think, his 6th year in the season. He's a top 24 option, but mainly what you're looking at for third round and below is the outlier that is Dak. The outlier has been in the second round has been Hurts, and you have plenty of different ones that have been good and bad in the first round. That's the end of the fucking show, the slideshow. What I gleaned from this, I thought was pretty interesting, and that is, if a quarterback goes in the first round, you got my fucking in the NFL draft, you got my fucking attention because you're gonna get the opportunity, you're gonna get the investment and equity to try to start and do something most of the time, a 50-50 shot. They can pay off and give you a good, decent year that you're gonna want in fantasy for roster or scoring. And then second round, third round, I may still be interested. You know, if people like Bo Nix, and he's talked about going first round, he goes a second. Michael Penix is another one that brought this to mind. Like, I wouldn't be fully out, but I think you got to temper your expectations because you're really looking at an outlier and not a bet that has more odds. So that's it, man. That's what I got. John Crunch did some shit too. His stuff was nice as well. I figure we can both put these out and kind of let people see what they see and have fun with it. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Just under 20 minutes. So I hope that's good. Get you on your day. Later.